When you think you've seen everything in Heartland, episode 5 of season 19 proves you wrong. This episode doesn't just tug at your heartstrings, it yanks them. A shocking choice from Amy, a secret that could change everything for Lou, and a moment with Jack that fans will never forget. If you thought last week's episode was emotional, this one will leave you speechless. Episode 5 opens with a calm morning on the ranch, the kind that makes you think peace has finally settled in. Amy is out early, working with a new horse that's clearly been through trauma. The wind, the soft light, and her quiet patience set a hopeful tone. But that peace doesn't last long. The moment Amy looks into the horse's eyes, you can tell there's something deeper going on, something that mirrors what she's feeling inside. It's one of those subtle heartland moments where the horse reflects the human story. Meanwhile, Lou is juggling more than ever. Between her duties as mayor and her family's growing tension, she's walking a fine line between holding it all together and falling apart. A scene at Maggie's diner captures this perfectly. Lou's smile for the townsfolk hides the worry behind her eyes. She's trying to keep up appearances, but it's clear something big is brewing under the surface. Then there's Tim, who's facing the consequences of a decision he made in the previous episode. He's older, more aware of his flaws, but still too proud to admit when he's wrong. Episode 5 gives us a glimpse into his softer side, especially in a scene where he talks to Jessica about regret and second chances. It's raw, real, and one of the best written dialogues of the season so far. Jack, as always, anchors the family. His wisdom feels heavier this time, like he knows what's coming. There's a quiet moment between him and Amy near the barn. No music, no words, just silence filled with understanding. It's classic Heartland, emotion delivered through simplicity. But if you look closely, you can see the worry in Jack's eyes. He senses change, and not the good kind. As the episode moves forward, all these storylines begin to weave together. Amy's emotional struggle with the horse, Lou's secret that threatens her stability, and Tim's growing guilt. The tension builds slowly, scene by scene, until you realize something big is about to break. Every small interaction, every half smile, every quiet pause carries weight. The pacing is deliberate, slow enough to make you feel, but tight enough to keep you on edge. By the time the first half of the episode ends, the ranch no longer feels calm. There's a storm coming, not just in the sky, but in every relationship that holds Heartland together. The writers have done something remarkable here. They've turned ordinary life moments into emotional time bombs. You don't see the explosion yet, but you can feel the tremors. And that's what makes episode 5 so gripping. It's not just about what happens, but what's about to happen. Just when the calm starts to feel real, Heartland hits us with a moment that no one saw coming. Amy's story takes a sharp, emotional turn when she discovers that the horse she's been training isn't just any rescue. It once belonged to someone from her past. The revelation comes quietly through a folded photo tucked into the horse's saddlebag. It's a small detail, but it changes everything. You can almost feel the air leave the room as Amy stares at that picture, her hand trembling. It's a picture of Ty years ago, standing beside the very same horse. This discovery pulls Amy into a wave of memories. The gentle flashbacks are beautifully done. Short, wordless scenes of Ty brushing the horse's mane, the two of them laughing, sunlight filtering through the barn. It's nostalgic, heartbreaking, and deeply personal. The music swells softly in the background, that familiar Heartland piano theme returning, and for a moment it feels like Ty is right there again. But that warmth quickly fades when Amy realizes what this means. She's been working through her grief without even knowing she was retracing Ty's steps. Her reaction isn't loud or dramatic. Instead, it's quiet and devastating. Her eyes glass over, her voice barely above a whisper when she tells Jack what she's found. Jack doesn't need to say much. His expression says it all. He knows that this isn't just about the horse. It's about Amy finally confronting the part of her that still can't let go. The dialogue between them is simple, but every line hits deep. Jack says something like, "Sometimes the past finds you when you're ready to face it." It's one of those Heartland lines that sticks with you long after the episode ends. The twist doesn't just stop at the emotional level. It sets off a chain reaction in the story. Amy's connection to the horse becomes symbolic of her healing. She decides not to give up on the animal, even when it resists training. In a way, helping the horse overcome its fear becomes her way of finally forgiving herself for moving on. It's storytelling at its finest, subtle, layered, and deeply human. Meanwhile, Lou senses that something's off. She notices Amy's distraction but doesn't push too hard. Instead, she offers support in her own way by quietly stepping in to handle things around the ranch. This small act shows how far Lou and Amy have come, from sisters who used to argue about everything to women who've learned to carry each other's burdens without words. By the end of this sequence, the tone of the entire episode shifts. What started as a simple day at the ranch becomes a deeply emotional exploration of loss, love, and closure. The twist reminds viewers why Heartland has lasted this long. It's not about flashy drama or shock value. It's about the quiet truths that hit hardest. Grief never fully disappears, but sometimes it finds a way to lead you home. The camera lingers on Amy's face as she walks the horse back to the barn, tears mixed with a small, knowing smile. It's a moment of peace, but also a promise. She's finally ready to let go, and maybe that's the most shocking twist of all. Just when it feels like Amy's emotional storm has passed, Heartland strikes again, this time with a revelation that shakes the family's foundation. Lou, who's been trying so hard to hold her life together, finally faces the truth she's been hiding. Throughout the episode, we see her distracted, constantly checking her phone, missing small details, and snapping at people without meaning to. At first, it just seems like stress, the kind that comes from balancing her role as mayor and her responsibilities at home. But as the story unfolds, we realize it's much more than that. Lou's been keeping a secret that could change everything. The reveal happens during a simple dinner scene, the kind of quiet moment Heartland does best. Everyone's gathered around the table, laughing about something small. But then the phone on the counter buzzes. Lou's face freezes when she sees the name flashing on the screen. Jack notices immediately. His instincts are too sharp to miss anything. Amy looks up, sensing the shift in energy. Lou hesitates, then steps outside to take the call. What follows is a conversation that reveals more in silence than in words. We only hear fragments. Her voice breaking, her saying, "You can't just come back now, and I have a family here." When she returns, everything feels different. The warmth at the table is gone. The weight of the secret lingers in the air. Later, when Amy gently asks what's wrong, Lou finally confesses. Peter, her ex-husband, wants to come back, not just to see the kids, but to try again with her. The audience can almost hear the collective gasp. It's the kind of twist that makes perfect sense yet feels completely unexpected. After all these years of independence, leadership, and emotional growth, Lou is suddenly faced with a choice she thought she'd never have to make again. The writing here shines because it doesn't paint Lou's dilemma as simple. She isn't angry or overjoyed. She's confused, torn between her past and the life she's built without Peter. Her emotions are complex: love, guilt, fear, and maybe a little hope. You can see it in her eyes when she tells Amy, "I don't even know who I am with him anymore." It's one of those rare Heartland moments that feels painfully real. A reminder that sometimes love doesn't end cleanly. Sometimes it lingers, waiting for the right moment to test you again. Jack's reaction is powerful too. When he hears about Peter, he doesn't judge or scold. Instead, he reminds Lou of how far she's come, how she's built a life of her own, made tough decisions, and grown stronger because of them. His calm words carry the weight of experience. You can't move forward if you keep looking back. That line hits like a quiet thunderclap. It's advice for Lou, but it echoes for every character this season, especially Amy, who's also learning to face her past. The emotional tension builds as the episode cuts between Lou's inner conflict and Amy's healing journey. Both women are dealing with ghosts of their past, each forced to decide whether to hold on or let go. It's beautiful storytelling, symmetry. One sister discovering closure, the other reopening old wounds. The audience feels both hope and dread at the same time. By the end of this section, Lou's secret is out, but her decision isn't made. The episode leaves her at a crossroads, staring out over the ranch as the sun sets. The music swells, bittersweet and uncertain. You can tell she's replaying every moment of her past, every fight, every good benedite, every smile, Bonnie. And then quietly she whispers, what if he's changed? It's a haunting question, one that sets up the next episode perfectly. Because in Heartland, nothing ever stays buried for long, and every choice has a way of coming back around. Just when the episode feels like it's winding down, Heartland delivers a final moment that leaves viewers stunned, the kind of quiet cliffhanger that keeps you staring at the screen even after the credits roll. Everything seems calm again. Amy's in the barn, brushing down the horse she's been helping, the air thick with peace and closure. Lou's inside, tucking the kids into bed, trying to breathe after finally revealing her secret. The camera drifts from one warm, golden-lit scene to another, lulling the audience into thinking this emotional storm has passed. But in true Heartland fashion, peace never lasts for long. It starts with the faint rumble of an engine. At first, Amy doesn't pay attention. She thinks it's just another ranch truck. But when she looks up, her face changes. The headlights cutting through the dark aren't familiar. The truck comes to a slow stop outside the barn, and when the door opens, everything freezes. The camera doesn't show the person right away. We only see Amy's expression, a mix of disbelief, shock, and something close to fear. She whispers a single word so soft it's almost lost in the sound of the wind. You. That one word says everything. Fans instantly start piecing the clues together. Is it Peter returning early to see Lou? Is it someone connected to Ty's past? Or maybe it's a figure from Tim's history, one the family thought was long gone. The scene doesn't give any answers. Instead, it ends on a haunting wide shot, the mysterious figure standing in the glow of the headlights, the horse in the background, restless and uneasy, and Amy frozen in place. The screen cuts to black, the Heartland theme playing in slow, echoing notes. This final moment doesn't rely on drama or shouting. It's pure suspense built through silence, emotion, and impeccable timing. The director knows exactly how to pull at the audience's nerves by showing just enough to spark hundreds of theories but leaving everything unanswered. You can almost feel the fandom light up with questions. Who was in that truck? Why did Amy react that way? And how will this person's arrival affect everyone at the ranch? What makes this cliffhanger so powerful is how personal it feels. It's not a random twist. It's deeply tied to the themes of the episode, facing the past, letting go, and finding peace. Every major character spent episode 5 dealing with something unresolved, and this mysterious arrival ties all those threads together. It's as if the universe is reminding them, and us, that healing doesn't come without confrontation. You can't truly move forward until you face what's been left behind. The final few seconds are beautifully symbolic. The wind picks up, the barn door creaks, and Amy's hand slowly reaches for the horse's reins, as if bracing herself for whatever comes next. The horse snorts, uneasy, sensing the tension that hangs in the air. Then the headlights flicker off, plunging everything into darkness. Silence. The screen fades out, and the credits begin to roll. Viewers are left with one burning thought. What happens next? This cliffhanger is exactly why Heartland remains one of the most emotionally resonant shows on television. It doesn't rely on loud surprises or over-the-top drama. Instead, it finds power in quiet moments that say 1,000 words. Episode 5 closes not with an ending, but with a question. A promise that the next chapter will be even more revealing, more heartfelt, and maybe even more painful. As fans sit there, hearts pounding, theories swirling, one thing is certain, Season 19 is far from done breaking us, and we can't wait to see how Episode 6 picks up from this unforgettable moment.